I might have a problem, ladies and gentlemen. I got a lot of motorcycles, I got a lot of parts, but a real special motorcycle just showed up in the Keep On Wrenching garage. I am excited to get started on this 1967 CB77 Super Hawk. She's dirty, but it's complete. This bike is complete, last registered in April '81. And I'm telling you, this is a special bike. This is a special bike. I already took just a little bit of Colonel Brassy to this chrome here. Polished right up. Check out these gauges. 18,547 miles. Love that inlay of that Honda logo right there. There it is. This is the next project on the channel. 1967 CB77 Super Hawk, as they call it. They're a 305. And this thing just has a lot of nuances that I love. A headlight switch. It's got electric start. And this thing is pretty much complete. It came with an extra box of parts. We've got the chain guard. We actually have the original Honda toolkit. I've got the side covers. Both airbox covers are there. And a set of air filters as well. Seat's not bad. We might be able to patch this. Might need to recover it, we'll see. But it's all there. Let's flip it open. Let's take a look underneath. Somebody painted it. This is not an original color. This is kind of a burgundy color. I was thinking at first maybe it was just an oxidized scarlet red, but it's not. Because if you take a look and you just kind of pay close attention, look, I already wiped some of this stuff down. This is what it looked like when it rolled in. And just a 15-second wipey wipe, that's what's hiding underneath. But take a look here. See if I can find that spot where I saw that blue paint starting to peek through. Well, you can see it really well on the shocks here. Everything on these bikes was, painted together. The fenders were painted, the shocks were painted, the tank was painted, fenders, front forks, fork ears, covers, all of that would be the same color. Also the headlight bucket. This was a blue 1967 CB77. And just look at this styling here. That tank. Oh, I love that tank. That tank is amazing. You can take a real close look here. I just love these details. I love these first looks. Somebody at one point painted over the Honda emblems, and if you look real close, you can see that tip of that Honda wing kind of poking through there just a little bit. So we're gonna be cleaning that up. The engine, unfortunately, it is locked up right now, so it's gonna take a little bit of work. It's gonna take a little bit of work. Dive into some new territory, but both the carburetors are there. And check this out. This blew my mind. Wish I had a flashlight, but this tank is minty, minty. This tank is minty clean. See if I can get you a little look inside there. Can I focus in there? No. You're gonna have to take my word for it or subscribe to the channel as we work our way through this 1967 CB77 Super Hawk. Got myself a Super Hawk here in the shop. This is a project bike. This is, I don't know if I call it a client bike. I don't know, but I'm restoring this bike for a relative of mine. This bike has been in his family for many, many years. He told me a story of how his brother rode it into the side of a garage. Really enjoyable conversations, and I am so thrilled that he's trusting me and Keep On Wrenching to put this thing back together. Take a look. These wheels are not bad. We've dealt with worse on the channel. We've dealt with way worse on the channel. Might have to take this back to aluminum though, just because it'll look so nice. I'm not sure. I got to look at a lot of pictures. I've never worked on one of these before. I've never worked on a CB77. I've never worked on a 305 engine. It's all kind of new territory. Such a cool profile, thin profile. And I'm telling you, I mean, once we put this seat back on here, they just look cool. They just sit cool. That tank is so unique. Interesting little detail that I discovered is that these are actually a front kickstarter. All the 350s I've worked on have always been a rearward kickstart. These actually, you kick forward to get those going, so didn't know that. Already learning stuff. But man, I am dying to get my hands on some of these side covers. Look, they're just oxidated. They're just oxidated just a little bit. We're gonna make those things shine. Shine like a diamond, as they say. A little mishap in the transportation. This thing came from Minnesota in a little U-Haul trailer. Tipped over, kind of messed up our front brake lever, but that's no big deal. But what I'm most excited about with this bike is that this is a survivor. This is an original one, an original. Just somebody painted it purple or burgundy or whatever color that is. I don't know what it is, but it's pretty special. So one of the most important things you need to do when you first pick up one of these vintage motorcycles is to get some inspiration as to where these bikes came from. So I quickly have been looking at Google and seeing, okay, well, what does a blue 1967 CB77 look like? And they're a pretty special bike. It's going to be beautiful. I got to say, hey, Vince, this is going to be a fun adventure. I cannot wait to restore this bike for you. And thank you, Vince and Myrna, for making a 1,200-mile round trip to deliver this bike to the Keep On Wrenching garage. I always said on the channel that I wanted to kind of go backward, right? So I started with a 1970. I moved on to a 1972, then I picked up a 1974, and then I picked up a 1971, and then I picked up the 1968 CB350, and holding true to the promise, we're going back in time, 1967. I just love these vintage Hondas. Look, you can already see that side cover. The side cover's already shining through, look at that. Just 15 seconds worth of work. This is just looking for a little bit of love, but I am going to take this back to the original blue. So that means total paint. This thing's going down to the frame. Frame up restoration, we're gonna do everything right. We're gonna do bearings, we're gonna do all of it. Oh my God, look at this little cute little tail light. Look at that cute little tail light. They were just so much smaller then. And one thing I noticed almost right away is, man, in 1968, did they not have turn signals on these bikes? I don't see none. And I don't see where the hell you'd even mount them if you had them. All their normal mounting positions aren't there. There are no signals on this 1967 motorcycle. I am absolutely excited to restore this bike for, oh man. I'm excited to restore this motorcycle for this relative who has been in my life ever since I can remember. The first time I remember seeing him, he was riding an old Goldwing. He's a fellow motorcycle guy who's had this bike hanging out. And man, he drove it out here from Minnesota to have me bring it back to life. And there's a lot of life left in this bike. I don't think you're gonna find a much more unique tank. I don't think you're gonna find much more unique gauges. Just so much about this bike. I could just kind of sit here and go through it all. Biggest challenge on this bike is gonna be the motor for sure. Locked up. So we're gonna take our time. We're gonna be real patient. But you've seen what we've done before on the channel. This thing's gonna be minty. It's gonna be minty. It's gonna be awesome. It's complete. I gotta find a key for it too. There's no key for it. But we'll figure all that out. I had to give everybody kind of a quick look at this. I can't keep this one to myself because this one's pretty darn special. I'm stoked, and I hope you come along for the ride. If you enjoy restoring these old vintage motorcycles, be sure to subscribe to Keep On Wrenching. And don't forget to visit keeponwrenching.com. Request that free sticker. And join the Facebook group if you so like hanging out with people who like restoring old motorcycles too. It's a great community. Go to Facebook, search the Keep On Wrenching community group. It's just a quick look. You're going to see a lot of this bike, guys and gals. You're going to see a lot of this bike. This one's moving up to the top of the queue, and we're going to go get it. Hope you join me for the journey. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video or live stream.